आता पूछ बमा.
Okay, so we shall start right away, and it's a common philosophy of IIC as well as like everything that we do as a unit that the time of people who have joined in at the right time is more important than the people who actually falter on time, right? So the people who are punctual, so their time is more valuable to us, right? So for some time I have muted the people and I'm not allowing unmute option for all the attendees, right? So I'll just take you through a brief presentation and then we'll introduce the council to you, and then uh, we shall like brainstorm as how do we like march ahead the way forward for ISC, right? So first of all, a very warm welcome to all of you. So I'll just make a couple of people. Okay, so that is already being done by Ayush. So Ayush, thank you for being proactive. So I just wanted to make a few of the core people co-hosts, right? So first of all, a very warm welcome to all the people so who have supported the cause of Institutional Innovation Council and who have uh, uh, ambition or who have the passion to do something that is like outside of their comfort zone, basically. And it's a common saying that always success or good things always lie beyond your comfort zone. So I welcome you all. I really appreciate your passion. I really appreciate your paradigm. So uh, a brief introduction. I am Kamal Kant Vasist and I work as an associate professor and director of e-learning in the Faculty of Management Sciences and Liberal Arts. I've been with Shulni since 2012, so it's ninth year in progress. And prior to that, I changed my profession 8 times in 11 years, right? So this is the longest I've been in any job, right? So I completed my MBA in 2001 from HP University, and thereafter I went to Delhi in search of a job, as everyone does, right? And like all of my batchmates, we went to Delhi. We were 17 of us, uh, uh, from a batch of 60 students, and HP University was the only place wherein you could do MBA in Himachal at that point of time. In 2001, I am talking about. And out of those 60, 17 of us were quite close friends. We used to reside at hostels together. So we all went together to Delhi, and just three of us got job. 2001 was a period of huge recession, and we also got jobs in BPOs, right? So at that point of time, we used to call them call centers, and now we have a more sophisticated term, BPOs. So, and I happened to start my career with one of the very professional organization. It was called Daksh, and later on it was like taken over by uh, IBM. So now it is called Daksh IBM. So I worked for there for around a couple of years, for 2 years, and later on I came back to Himachal, and then I got into some businesses, then insurance, then consulting, then I took a franchisee. So quite a few things I ventured into, right? And so I changed my career 8 times. So it was a mix of like job and entrepreneurial ventures. So what I used to do was like I used to collect some money, and then I would start a venture, a business venture, and somehow the venture would not succeed. I was never a failure in any of the businesses, but always twice the two of the biggest ventures that I got into, they were partnership concerns, and they were with my best of the friends. And both times, the partnership broke. The friendship still remains intact. So by God's grace, right? And so I had to get out of the partnership. So I would collect some money. I would join a job. I would collect some money, and then I will start a venture. and after some time, so the venture would fail, I'll go back to the job, and uh, after squandering all the money, and then I'll collect some more money. So I got into insurance. I earned huge money in insurance, and from means I used to earn, like, my salary was around 15-20,000 rupees, and I used to earn 1 lakh rupees every month in terms of like commissions and all. And so I collected some good amount of money in the 5 years, and then I took a franchisee, and again the entire money was gone, along with, like, we took some loans, we took some, so all the help from relatives and all, and again I was like under a lot of debt. So when I came to Shulini, I was under a lot of debt, and I was like bankrupt. That is the smallest word that I can use for myself. And I came to Shulini, and I thought that, because I did not remember M of MBA, I came here, and like I met Atul sir, and I told him straight away that I think that you only entertain PhDs for teaching job in MBA. So you can give me any job. I'm desperate for a job. And he inquired about my background, about my academic background. So fortunately, I was from the same alma mater. I was also an ex-Leucite as he is. And when I told him that I was a topper uh, of 93 batch in Luke's, so he inquired about it. He did not believe me that a St. Luke's topper could be bankrupt, right? He inquired about me, and so but fortunately, I don't tell lies, right? So he did not know at that point of time, but later on, now, like, people realize that, and got into job, and that has been my journey into Shulini. It has been a roller coaster rides, right? So again, from Shulini, so I am a born entrepreneur, right? So I've been a failure a couple of times, but I heard it somewhere that every person, every entrepreneur fails at least thrice before he actually succeeds. So I'm done with my three trials, right? So hopefully the next one would be a successful one. So you never know, right? So I keep on trying. So I even once I resigned from Shulini, but again I came back and things like that. But what I'm trying to tell you is that it's not that. So sometimes, unfortunately, in Indian education system, the people who have never been into sales, who have never sold anything, are the ones who are teaching sales to kids, right? People who have never ever dared to venture outside their security zone. So they are the people who are actually like teaching entrepreneurship to the students, right? So this is an unfortunate part of our Indian education system, which pains me a lot, right? So when I'm talking about entrepreneurship, I'm talking about innovation, I'm talking about innovation, institutional innovation council. So what we are talking, so I just want to justify by being a convener of the cell. So I've been an entrepreneur. Atul sir very fondly says that I've been a failed entrepreneur. So I always jokingly say that an entrepreneur is an entrepreneur. There's no failed or past entrepreneur, right? So I have an art of an entrepreneur, and I like sometimes I just joke around with him, and I say that uh, like, don't tease me much or else I'll be gone. Right? So sometimes that happens. Okay. Yeah, Bhanu, that's right. So it's never a failure, always a learner. Okay, so I'll just take you through uh, I'm very fond of telling my story to people, right? So as you can understand. Okay, so I've got a good story, right? So relate to, okay, I'll take you through a brief presentation. I'll not get into much of the details. I don't want this to be a like a presentation wherein I'm like lecturing and you. So I want this to be more of a brainstorming session. But still, I would like to take you through some like basics of what IIC is, right? And then, so I'll just share the screen. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so I hope the screen is visible, and some of you were in the last presentation, so Ayush gave a snapshot of this presentation. So I'll just take you through. The only thing is that we have added our new council to it, and I'm very excited to announce and to like have our new council also take up the office and share their wisdom with us today, right? A little bit. So congratulations to all of you. And I told earlier also, so just before we start, again, point of advice. So I saw a few people who were there in the leadership, who were interviewed and who were there in the final rankings, and they could not get through, right? And because of some or the other reason, I can assure you that uh, we are 100% impartial, right? We always do what is in the best interest of the council, right? So I don't know any of you, right? So I met you for the first time, and I don't even need to give certificates of my like being impartial. So if you've been in Shulni long enough, you know it pretty well, right? And we conduct like big uh, employee of the year awards, we conduct golden rudraksh. So never has it happened that there has ever been a controversy, touchwood. And that is because the unif team has gained trust of people, right? And every faculty one, every student, they understand that if it is being done by the unif team, it would be just always, right? So but I saw some of the people who could not make it to the like the leadership roles, and they were leaving the group. And Ayush was telling me, so I said that there's no concern, and sooner they should leave actually sooner than later, right? Because uh, if they stick around and they are not performing anything, it's of no use, right? So if you're committed to working, only then you are welcome in the IIC, right? And there's no fun, like I told initially also, that leadership is about responsibility. It's not about title. It's not that if you don't get the title, you run away, right? You're not a leader then. Sorry, right? So if you are leaving on that, you're most welcome to leave, right? And slowly, leadership is always earned. It's never taken. You earn it, you'll get it, right? You prove to us that you were a better leader, you'll get the titles. Means titles, those people who go for title, we always say that people who get Nobel Prize are the people who never want it, right? They're working for something else. They're working for their passion. They're not working for Nobel Prize. And those are the people who get the Nobel Prize, who actually never think about it. And people who think about Nobel Prize all the time, that I want to get a Nobel Prize, I want to get a Nobel Prize. And I can even tell you about one of the Babas, and you all know Babas, right? So one of the Baba, I'll not name the one, right, but very famous one. And I heard it somewhere that he offered money to the Nobel Foundation, that I'll give all the money that you give to the Nobel Prize winners, but please give me Nobel Prize for peace, just because he wanted to make a name of himself. Of course, it was rejected, but that is what I'm telling you, right? So, who gets the Nobel Prize? People who are working for their passion and not for the title. They are the ones who are the real leaders. And I expect the same from our leadership council, right? Irrespective of who is the leader, who is not the leader. How does it matter? If you are a good worker, it's all about your karma, right? And karma always gets back to you. If you do some good deeds, it will get back to you, irrespective, right? Okay, moving on. Shulini Innovation Council. Uh, it's it was formed in 2019, and MHRD. So it was MHRD earlier. Now it is MOE, Minister of Human Resource Development, has been like renamed as Minister of Education. So they started with a drive, and they said that we'll establish institutional innovation councils all across the HEIs, higher educational institutes around the country, right? And in that, so we also got a chance. And when we got the letter, we thought that we are some exclusive people. And I and Atul sir went there, and Atul sir was very excited. He called me up. I was on leave that day. He said, Kamal, we have won a institutional innovation council. We have to go to Delhi tomorrow. I've got a letter from Ministry of Human Resource Development at that point of time. And he was very excited, and I also got excited. I thought, okay, so we've got something, we have won something. And we went there, and we saw that 1,000 other institutes was also there, right? So then we realized that they have given institutional innovation council to everyone, right? And we thought, okay. So Atul sir was very like upset on that, and uh, I don't even remember. So he walked back in the lunchtime, right? And he said, yeah, you collect the certificates and all, I'm going, right? So it is for everyone, you're not the exclusive one. So we somehow we came, but this is a very, very, what you say, it's a very welcome step from the government. At least government is thinking in some like positive, towards a positive mindset, right? And it is providing something which has never been thought of. So be it new education policy, be it like ecosystem of innovation, entrepreneurship. So they are promoting things like that. They are promoting digitalization like anything, right? Which is somehow, which is like restricted a little bit of corruption. There are a lot of things that they need to improve. I'm not saying that I am very pro Modi or anti Modi, right? So for the things he does good, I'm with him. For the things that he doesn't do good, I'm not with him, right? But things like you will also approve, like in vaccination also, if it was not for the digitalization, it would have been like all corruption, right? And only the rich and the famous would have got vaccinated, others would have like vanished. Okay, moving on. Shulini Innovation Council and Minister of Education, I told you that it was a step taken towards enhancing the culture of innovation, entrepreneurship, startups in higher educational institutes, which was not so prevalent at that point of time, right? The focus is fourfold, and you see vibrant local innovation ecosystem. Ecosystem is an entire system wherein all the things that are required towards fostering an innovation culture in an organization are there, right? So startup supporting mechanism, be it like venture capitalism, be it like angel investors, or be it like conducting some seminars wherein you can showcase your ideas, be it like receiving some consultancies, be it financial consultancy, be it marketing consultancy. So startup supporting mechanism, establishing function ecosystem for scouting ideas and pre. Everyone has an idea, but taking that idea to a prototype is something that 95% of the people would not do. So, and they're not like inclined to do so. They will say, I have an idea. If you can like do something about it, do it. Give me also something out of it. But otherwise, I'm not going to do anything about it. So I even talk about, so there are something, so people have even developed prototypes uh, in biotechnology, in bioengineering. They've developed prototypes of a product, of a good product, but they're never inclined. So they are only inclined. So their interest level only is till getting a certificate and till getting like a job in a secure environment, a government job probably, right? So that is what we should like. A startup, there can be nothing like owning your own life, right? There can be nothing. They can be, and we always hear it all the time that being a job creator is 1000 times better than being a job seeker, right? So that is what we need to understand. That is what we need to promote. That is what we need to like imbibe into ourselves, right? Develop better cognitive ability means intellect ability, reasoning ability. So into the students, what can be done? Innovation inspired entrepreneurship and innovation are like hand in gloves, right? And if there is a great innovation, it would certainly lead to a entrepreneurial venture. So they just go hand in gloves, and that's why they are, these terms are always like, they are like the twins, right? Collaborative leadership, again a very very strong word. When we talk about collaboration, perhaps most of us don't understand what collaboration is. So I was going through a book, and in that, so it's Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. So I'm reading it for the third time. Every time I read it, so I get something new out of it, right? So probably it's such a deep thought book that whenever you read it, have anyone of you read the book Stephen Covey, Seven Habits, Highly Effective People? So read it once, right? It's one of the book which is like a paradigm shifting book. So yeah, so some of the you have read it, right? So collaboration, he talks about three things. So like he says, so first is dependence. So when we were small kids, so we were always dependent upon our parents, right? So when we uh, probably sometimes if the wife is not working, so she is dependent on the husband. So if the parents after retirement, so if they're not into earning zone, so they become dependent on the pay, on the children, right? So there is something which is called dependence, which is never good, right, for anyone apart from the small children who cannot take care of themselves. So uh, I would not even call that dependence, right? So that is a responsibility that parents have to take. So dependence, he says, then the second step is independence. And every one of us longs towards being an independent person. And we say that I want to be independent as soon as possible. Right? When I did my BBA, so I wanted to do a job because I wanted to like support my family. I wanted to be independent as soon as possible. Right? And then what happened? There was last day I got into MBA somehow. So I've told you the story about it. But everyone wants to be independent as soon as possible. And once he is independent, he thinks that he is the boss, right? So, but then he says, Stephen Covey says, and I've read it in like multiple books. It's a principle. They say that after independence, when a person becomes mature, he understands that beyond independence, we have interdependence. And interdependence is what collaboration is all about. When we understand that I don't have all the things that we require to succeed, I have to take support of fellow human beings, right? So I might be good at one thing, but then there are people who are much better than me at other things. So that is what collaboration is, teamwork that we say. If a person is not a team player, howsoever intelligent or individually brilliant or genius he might be, he cannot succeed in work. It's about teamwork, right? It's the number one quality that people seek, big organizations seek in a person. And if a person is a team player, even if he has some shortcomings, that would be taken over because people support him and people understand that he has all the right intentions. So he gets support from all quarters, right? So collaborative leadership is a like great collaboration and then leadership. If you can be a leader and you can collaborate with people, you can have a great team. Nothing like that. So that is what is expected out of the student council as well, right? So the newly formed student council, that's why we kept it all open, that's why we kept it all democratic, right? So this is what is expected of you, collaborative leadership. It's a very huge responsibility, right? But I'm sure that you have very broad shoulders and you can like take it up. Research and development, we know it, but whatever is researched is truth, right? So whenever we are talking about research, we are talking about like something noble that is being presented or that is being given to the body of knowledge. I'm sure most of you or some of you might have heard about a term called Bloom's taxonomy. And now, what is this Bloom's taxonomy? Bloom's taxonomy, Bloom said that he was a scientist. He said that there are like 6 levels of learning. And he said the lowest level of learning is memory, right? So, or remembering. So that is the lowest level of learning. And again, being a part of education system, it hurts me a lot. It pains me a lot that our Indian education system is based upon the lowest level of learning. A person who can memorize more can earn more marks, and the more marks he earns, so he is considered to be the more intelligent guy. Intelligence has nothing to do with memory. Intelligence is how you react in a new situation. Whenever you confront a new situation, how do you react to it, right? So research, when we talk about research, so memory, then we come understanding, then there is application, then there is analysis, then there is creation, and finally sorry, creation is at the top, and after analysis there is synthesis, right? And then there is evaluation. So what is synthesis? So the highest level of learning is creation or synthesis. Now, what is creation? Creation or synthesis means when you are giving something noble to the body of knowledge, right? You found out something that was non-existent. You're contributing to the body of knowledge. When we talk about research, research means creation. Research means synthesis. So it's very important and it's very closely linked to innovation again, right? Because it's something new that is going on. Integration of scientific and social principles. So much of things have been said about like when we talk about, so earlier it was like IQ, then it comes EQ, right? So now there is social quotient, right? And beyond social quotient, there is like spiritual quotient that has come up. New terms have started to spring up, and we are going back. So I was in one of the webinars in one of the clubs, so that is also functional nowadays. And Saurabh sir is also a part of it. In fact, he's the one, he's amongst the couple of people who are leading it, right? And then in that webinar, so Dr. Khosla and Vivek Atre sir, so they were saying that we are moving backwards towards Satyuga, and Kalyug, probably Kalyug is gone, and now we are getting into Dwapar, and again we'll move up the stream, right? And we are moving back towards Satyug. So you've seen that people have started to talk more about like spirituality. People have started to talk more about social consciousness, right? People have started to talk more about, so there are social entrepreneurs. They've left their like jobs of crores of rupees, and they've come back to their villages, and they're serving their villages, right? So all this has to be integrated, right? Scientific, if an innovation does not serve the society, it carries no meaning, right? So that is what we have to understand. Networking with successful startup. So again, a person who has already done what you aspire to do, there can be nothing that can be more motivating than him, right? And organizing various events like hackathons, ideathons, business model canvas, and all, right? Why to join IIC? Because it will give you an ecosystem. If I be very short and simple, so it would give an ecosystem wherein you can do something about your ideas, wherein you can, if you get some idea from someone, you can actually, you can inspire him to go on and build his business, right? And there is all sort of like help that is available through the government side, through the university side, from the ecosystem side, from the faculties, from everyone, from the angel investors. There's help available in plenty, but people are not there to take help, right? So mentorship is there, experimentation, all the stuff, right? So IIC will give you a complete ecosystem wherein you can give wings to whatever you aspire to do, right? And specifically, if you uh, want to get into something of innovation or entrepreneurship, or doing something like with your life which is beyond normal, right? So IIC is the place, right? Uh, the formal part. So YC also is a target driven organization. So targets are being given. Again, it's a ranking driven organization. So all the IICs are ranked at the end of the year, and that's why we actually, precisely, that's why we reconstituted this IIC, and just to give some more steam to the council, right? So as you can see on the screen, so there are three types of activities. MIC driven activities uh, are 20%, they account for 20% of the marks. Self driven activities 30%, which we do ourselves, right? And then we have IIC annual calendar activities that are being released by IIC, uh, that we need to like fulfill in our in the given quarters, right? So it is divided into four quarters: quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, right? Right now we are moving ahead with the fourth quarter, right? But just because of pandemic, everything has like turned topsy turvy. Otherwise they are very strict with their dates. uh, the first two quarters have not been great, I would say, right? And and that was the reason that we reconstituted it. And I'll be very honest with you, right? So nothing that we'll be hiding from you, because you are the ones who are going to take this forward. We are just here as a facilitator, basically, right? So these are the type of activities, and probably Ayush and Nimish can uh, brief you more about these one on one, right? So this was the first certificate that we received in 2018-19, right? And so when we started, right? So 1 star, and it was 1 star for everyone, right? So 2019-20, we received a 4 star certification, so which actually put us in the top 15% bracket across the country, right? So it was quite a commendable effort. I would not say it was a great effort, and again, I would say that. Uh, so probably that's why we have Fabia amongst us as like president, because she has some experience going into report writing and report uploading, right? That is what I understood from Ayush and Nimish. Because report, we might be doing so many things. So last year We conducted more than 200 webinars, and they were from entrepreneurs, innovators, venture capitalists, all sort of people. We never we never reported it. We never put it into the form of report. We could have easily taken those activities, and we could have uh, uploaded them as a IIC activity. We had all the I was the one who was handling all this. I was a host to all the activities when we started all the webinars, Guru series. But again, I was like highly occupied in all the stuff pretty much last time, because everything came on like the e-learning department, on the e-unit department, and we used to work like 14 hours pretty much every day, just to make sure that the transition from real classrooms to online environment becomes smooth, right? And by God's grace, it became smooth within a span of like 6 months. So, but the loss is that we just got 4 stars, right? And wherein we could have easily got 5 stars. If I have to tell you, so we just lost our way a little bit. So we were ahead of targets in MIC and calendar activities. So only in self-driven activities, wherein we conducted more than 200 webinars, we just had uploaded 9 activities, right? And the threshold was like 12 activities, and we lost it. Right? So that is what I don't want to happen again, and that's why probably we have chosen. Uh, so there was Amit was also there, and he was a quite a guy who has been pursuing the cause of entrepreneurship and IIC throughout. But we gave the presidential role to Divyansh because of his experience and because of the maturity. So Fabia also, right? And Amit and all have like quite a bit to go, and they have all the chances to make it top, right? And they can form a great team. They can learn from Divyansh, and likewise. So there might be a certain things that you might not understand why we have taken. So just like in one of the cases, we preferred Harsh over Om, right? So we had a talk with Om in spite of Om getting more votes, right? But Om himself confessed that he doesn't know anything about IPR, and Harsh understands a little bit of it. And also Harsh belongs to a faculty from where we did not have any representation, that is faculty of pharmaceuticals. So we preferred Harsh because we want representation from every quarter. So there's something. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you can depend on us. So we are 100% truthful, we are 100% impartial, we are 100% transparent. If you do not understand anything about us or whatever is happening, so I can promise you no politics in IIC. And if you think that there is something which you think is fishy, you can always come back to us, right? We are very transparent, we are always open to discussion. So we got a 4-star rating. So let me have the honor of introducing you to the newly formed IIC Council. Before I introduce you to the Student Council, I would dearly like to introduce you to our innovation ambassadors, right? So I am the convener, central convener of IIC, right? And I've been entrusted with the responsibility. We have Mr. Brijbhushan Sharma, who is the innovation ambassador for innovation. So, Brij sir, if you would like to say a few words uh, to the IIC members and to the IIC newly formed uh,
Thank
council.
you. Thank you, Kamal sir. So, hi, good evening, all. I am Brijbhushan Sharma, working as assistant professor in School of Yogananda, AI, Computers, and Data Science. And this is my first job at Shulini University. And prior to that, I have completed MTech from Shulini University and currently pursuing PhD. And my major field areas are Internet of Things and embedded system, in which I have filed more than 17 patents and around 21 research articles, which includes various review articles also. So I joined IIC last year as an innovation ambassador. So I think that's all from my side, Kapil sir.
Great. So, as you can see, a person with 17 patents is amongst you, and what can be more, uh, if you talk about innovation, what can be more inspiring right? Brij Bhushan sir is very young and very, very dynamic and passionate guy, and like he'll handhold you like anything in ISC, right? And I have like uh, followed him very rigorously to get him into the council, because I thought that he is actually the right person for the council to like lead the council in my absence, right? And so another one we have Saurabh Agarwal sir, again a very, very passionate personality, and he's into spirituality, he's into everything, like he's into placements of the students. There are some live wires around the Shulin University, and there's some people who everyone wants to be in their teams. So Saurabh sir is one of those. So Saurabh sir, if you can just uh, share our words of wisdom with the
Yeah, good
council.
evening, all. So I think sir has spoken a lot about me. I'm not that big. Actually, I'm Saurabh Agarwal. I'm basically working as an assistant professor in engineering, and I'm also pursuing my PhD along with that. And I'm also IPR coordinator. I'm working as an IPR coordinator in Shureni. So that's why my role primarily will be handling the IPR section in this ISC council. Along with that, I'm also handling design and thinking. So we are here to work together, make our IC sell the best in the country. So looking for your support from all of you, and we can plan a lot of activities regarding IPR, because we are also the leaders in filing patents. Last year, we were ranked third in India for filing of patents. So we can plan a lot of activities like creating webinars or workshops. We are already doing this, so now we can do this probably with AC as well. So thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Saurabh sir. And he is a Karam Yogi and a real yogi, that I would say. So when we went for the innovation ambassador training, so we were roommates, and that's when I saw what is the like what's the reason that he is so healthy, right? So more about that some other time. Right? So not spill the beans, but he's a real Karam yogi, I can tell you, right? So okay, so Varsha Patil ma'am is also, I do not know whether Varsha ma'am has joined us or not, because she was on leave for some time and she has just recently joined back. She was on maternity leave, but she is also one of our innovation ambassadors and she takes care of the startup, right? So let me have the honor of introducing to you. So right from, we'll go from social media coordination, and so I'll also like all of you to say like a couple of lines about yourself, right? And probably then we can close for the day. So social media coordination, we have chosen Bhanu Pratap Singh Solanki and Arushi Srivastav. So Bhanu, if you're there, so if you can just introduce yourself, a little bit of your background, and how do you plan to take this social media coordination forward? Bhanu, if you're there.
Have you allowed them to unmute themselves?
Oh, sorry. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, sorry. You can do that, or I'll do that. No worries. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, Bhanu, now you can unmute yourself, I suppose.
Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes. Perfectly.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bhanu Pratap. I'm a student of Bachelor's of Science Zoology Honors, fourth semester at Shillong University. Regarding my post, which I've gotten into, is like social media coordinating, and my past experiences I've been handling, and I've been a social media critic for quite a few Instagram celebrities, you can say. We can call them celebrities and influencers. And one of them, I can't reveal all the names, but one of them is Jude Devere, who currently has around 5.6 million followers. I am quite familiar with the Instagram algorithm, the changes it makes, and all the things that we need to follow to get more engagement. And as well as I have been an SEO analyst and SMM, obviously.
So great to
Thank you,
have
sir.
you, Bhanu, and we look forward to a like a great tenure of you as a social media coordinator, right? And
Thank you, sir.
earlier we had Falguni with us who used to handle the social media, and she was a very, very brilliant girl, right? So, like big shoes to fill in, That is what I can say, right? And you can form a team. You can ask for like whatever help is required. You can do that. And Arushi again, Arushi was the one I suppose who got the most votes for it, right? So Arushi, are you there? So Arushi is
Yes,
also,
sir.
yeah. Welcome, Arushi.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. I'm Arushi Shrivastava from BSc Agriculture second year. And like I don't have much experiences in this department, but I'm glad that Bhanuveya is there to support me and guide me so that I can learn more in this department.
Right, right. And Arushi, which stream are you from?
BSc Agriculture.
Okay, BSc Agriculture. So we have a representation from agriculture. Welcome, Arushi. And there's nothing which a person cannot learn. When I told you that when I came into Shulini, I did not know M of MBA. And Atul sir asked me, so क्या आता है तुम्हें? So I said, sir, बहुत ज़्यादा तो कुछ नहीं आता. He said, 4 P's of marketing आते हैं. So I remembered only that, right? So I said, yes, that I know, right? And then, so he said, what else do you know? I said, sir, I do not know. What can you teach? I said, I can teach anything but finance, right? And he said, so, okay. So, which means that you can teach bullshit, right? So I said that, yes, I can teach bullshit also, provided it does not have any finance in it, right? So probably this answer, probably this answer got me the job. I do not know, right? Okay. So everything can be learned. The thing I'm trying to tell you is that everything can be learned, right? And for our startup coordinators, we have Abhijit Negi. Abhijit Negi, if we...
Hello, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, Abhijit.
Okay.
Welcome.
Good evening to everyone. Myself Abhijit Negi, and I'm from BTech CSC second year right now. So what
Can
would
you
I?
turn on your camera, Abhijit, so
Sir,
people
I'm
would see
having
your
a
face?
network error right now.
Okay, okay, no worries.
So what would I say? Like to say is if you guys have a idea, unique idea, and it's ethically right, so you should try for a startup. If you guys have any problem, we are here to help you guys. And anyone who are trying to start their startups right now, they can also try to go online because of the COVID, everyone just uh, started their startup online. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Chalo, Abhijit, we look forward to a great stint with you as a startup coordinator. For the Ananya, Manishi is also there, and Abhijit has rightly pointed out everything has gone online. COVID has quite a few like drawbacks, but it has also pushed us, human race, 10 years ahead when we talk about technology. So there are silver linings. Always there is a silver lining. Ananya, if you're there, so another one of the very brilliant and one very passionate girl. Ananya?
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Ananya. Please go ahead.
Hi everyone. And my name is Ananya, and I'm a student of BSc Biotech, second semester. And talking about getting this role as a startup coordinator, I just like to keep it short today, unlike the other day. Um, I have interned at a few startups, and I understand the hard work that goes into it. And I agree with Sir completely. If there's nothing that cannot be learned, so I think the only thing that matters is how bad are you willing to do it. As far as I go, I am a hardworking person, and I have a lot of interests, a variety of interests. As long as it's something new that I don't know about, I'm open to hearing it. It doesn't matter which subject it is. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm just open to everything. So I really look forward to working with all of you and taking ISC to new heights. Thank you.
Perfect, Ananya. So new heights means, so I'm not too sure whether we can attain a 5-star ranking this year, right? Because of the COVID scenario and because of the first two quarters that were not as good as we wanted it to be. But still, if we can retain 4-star rating, that would be great, right? We can always like strive to get a 5-star rating. Who knows? But because that's why we have chosen a pretty young council who are there to stay with Shulini, right? And so we'll take nothing less than 5 stars for next year, right? And which will start right there in August. Okay. Aishwarya, for our internship coordinator. Aishwarya, welcome. And I remember you from the interview times, like a great personality. Please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, all. I am Aishwarya Ashutosh Singh, a student of MTech Biotech first year, and being a part of internship team, I would like to support and help every student as much as possible, and would like to learn from all other fellow mates.
Okay, so like last time, so keeping it short and simple, and so we always say that less is more. So more you can say in less word, and more we can reflect our intentions in the lesser word. So
Yes,
like nothing
sir.
like it, right? So I cannot master this art till now, right? I'm always a like pretty heavy speaker, so I can sometimes it happens that on one slide only I take a 2 hour lecture, and then students say, "Sir, move on, please." Right?
So we all are guilty of that. We learn from our practice.
Right. Okay, Ankush is with us again, a very charming and very dashing personality. Ankush,
Yeah, thank you, sir. Good evening, sir, and good evening, one and all present over here. I'm Ankush. I'm currently pursuing MBA first year here in Shulini, and I would not say much, but yeah, as I told in first day, and everyone is saying like learning is consistent approach. So always open for learning and to implement it as best of as per my experience and knowledge. So I would fulfill all of my duties to support our IIC to achieve the higher milestones. Thank you.
great, Ankush. Thank you very much. And I'll again, I would like to quote another thing from Stephen Covey, and he says that there are two kind of people, and one is they are proactive people, they are reactive people. I would strongly urge all of you to be proactive, right? It's not that when we will launch any initiative or any activity, then you will participate, right? So that is not the correct approach. I would want all of you to come up with new activities, right? And you should like come up with new activities. You talk to like Ayush and Nimish and Divyansh and Amit amongst yourself, right? And Fabian. So you can all, Harshita. So all of you are such great uh, guys. Like I see so much passion in your eyes. So I'm sure that we are destined towards greatness, right? As an IIC. Uh, we have Harshita, so from IPR.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, Harshita.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. I'm Harshita Ranjan. I'm pursuing BSc Honors Technology in Sholini. I'm in second year. And for experience, I'm currently leading as co-lead of content team in PRCI YCC Sholini University. So I'm looking forward to learn with you all. That's all.
To learn as well as to teach, right? So everyone is a student, everyone is a teacher. So that you should always remember, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
and Harsh. So Harsh, if
Yes,
you're
sir.
there.
Am I
Hi,
audible?
Harsh. Yes, perfectly, Harsh. Welcome.
Hello. Good evening, sir, and good evening, all. I'm Harsh Kaushik, and I'm pursuing bachelor's in pharmacy from School of Pharmaceutical Sciences. And I have interest in research and development. That's why I've chooses IPR and IIC2. Yeah, that's it. Looking forward to working with you all.
Great, Harsh. Thank you very much for being there.
Welcome,
I
sir.
would also like to introduce you to Om over here because he was the one who got the highest number of votes. But votes don't matter actually, right? And what matters is right intentions. So everyone agreed that Harsh would be a better choice because of his interest in IPR and because he belongs to pharma, which is like one of the key faculties when we talk about IPR, right? And Om, uh, like he never even questioned anything, right? And very very willingly he said yes, I would learn. And so Om, if you're there, so we would like to because you will be working very very closely with Harshita and Harsh and all, right? So we would also like you to introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. My name is Om Kumar Jha, and I'm pursuing BAGMC second semester. And well, as I said earlier, I have no experience in IPR, but I'm willing to learn, and then we'll see. That's all. Thank you.
Right on. Thank you, guys. Like you are like role models actually, and you can like test yourself out in like. I would also strongly encourage you to learn a little with social media coordination as well, because that goes actually with your trade of PGMC, right? So you can also closely work with them as well, right?
Sure,
Okay.
sir.
For innovation, Monideepa.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Monideepa.
Okay, so hello and good evening, everyone. I'm Monideepa Kashyap from BSc Microbiology Honors Department, and currently I'm in my second semester. Firstly, it's an honor to serve in this platform, so thank you so much for this opportunity. I don't hold a lot of experience in this area. I have been exposed to a very few leadership events, so I hope this platform helps me in learning and experiencing more about this whole organization. And I look forward to work and learn with everyone. Thank you.
Great, Monideepa. Welcome, and we all learn together. Aditya, again a live wire and a very dynamic guy. Aditya.
Good morning, good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. First of all, sorry, sir, for not having my camera on due to a
Yeah,
bad
so I
network
would
connection.
just add to it. So I would really like people to have their cameras on, because it's always like so much better if we can have an eye contact, right? So I understand that there are some data uh, what do you say? We have some low
Sir,
bandwidth or some
actually,
things like that. No worries, Aditya. Come
if I
on,
would,
please.
sir, if I would turn on my camera, my voice will start lagging. That's why I'm
No
not
worries,
turning it on.
Aditya. Carry on, please. Carry on, please.
So everyone, myself, I'm Aditya Singh, and I'm currently pursuing BCom honors, and I'm in second semester. As the innovation team leader, I just want that all my teammates, I want their innovation ideas to come true. And based on my last 4 to 5 year leadership experience, I have just learned a single thing, that hard workers can always beat the talented ones. No matter how talented ones are your competitors, if you are the hard one, if you are the one who has the willing to work hard among all of them, you can surpass them all. And this is my motto, sir, and I'll carry this motto only till I'm the leader of innovation team. Thank you.
You look great, Aditya. And sometimes you hear that you don't have to work hard, you have to work smart, right? Which is a fool's talk, if I tell you. Because even if you have to work smart, you have to work hard before that, right? So every smart worker is also a hard worker. So
yes, sir.
But we have to we have to channelize our energies in the right way, but there's no substitute to hard work. So well said, Aditya. Thank you. Uh, again, so probably the most sanguine of all in the last interviews, and so again, I was very impressed with the passion that she carries. Asmita, as the vice
Hello,
president.
good evening, sir. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Asmita, you're audible.
Yes, okay. So, hello everyone. Good evening, you all. Myself, Asmita Agrawal, and I am a second year BTech CSC student. So, to be honest, I had applied for the innovation coordinator position, but it came as a surprise to me that yes, you have been chosen as the vice president. So, I would say that I am really glad and I'm really thankful for this prestigious opportunity that you guys have given to me, and I won't let anyone down. And I've been to various hackathons in past, and and as a developer, as a coder, I bridge the gap between theory and practice every day. And I would like to, I wanted some community. I wanted to make some community contributions in the days to come, and that's why I chose IIC as the platform. So I hope we'll work great as a team, and I know we'll do great. Thank you.
Great, Asmita. Your energy is contagious and remain the same, right? And we are pretty hopeful of your leadership capabilities as well. So Amit, again, Amit is a great guy. He has been with us, and he's the one who actually probably because of him we could take the extreme step of like reconstituting the IIC, because I saw great capabilities and great passion in him. So Amit, if you are around, Amit
Yes,
Saraswat.
sir. Yes, sir.
Hi, Amit.
So, hello, sir. So good evening, everyone. I am Amit. I am currently pursuing my BTech CSC. Right now, I am in fourth semester, second year. And if I have to say something, I just want to say we learn together and we grow together.
Perfect, Amit. Thank you very much. And Amit also has some great experience when it comes to hackathons and things like that. He has been like moving around very in every corner of like all the competitions. He participates in almost everything, right? And it's a great guy to have. Amit, thank you for being with us, right?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Fabia. So Fabia, we've chosen as a student girl female president. So Fabia, if you're around.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
You're not audible, Fabia. If you can just get rid of this earphone and probably.
I'll start up again. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible now?
Yes, perfectly.
So, sir, I'm very, very grateful for getting this opportunity. And as I said earlier during our last meeting, that I always wanted to be involved in the university. And because of this COVID and scenario, everything, we were all locked up at home, right? So, and I really wanted to be me present in the university and work like that. So, as I got the opportunity of IIC, so I was very interested for that. And after the screening and that day also when I was voted, I was just like, as long as I can get to work with lots of people, I'll be very much interested. And the presidentship came as a very great opportunity. I hope that I judge with what I have been appointed for, and as a team, of course, to bring great heights to Shulini University. So that's all I want to conclude with. Thank you.
Thank you, Fabia. And of course, so like leadership, we always say is a responsibility. And so it's just that sense of responsibility that we could feel in you and Divyansh that have given you the top position, right? And because of the maturity that you exude, and I'm sure that all the IIC would be looking up to you for guidance. And I'm very, very sure that you live up to the expectations of all, right? And finally, we move on to the president male Divyansh Maheshwari, again a very mature guy, very senior guy, and we're proud to have you, Divyansh. So if you can like, yeah.
Hello everyone, I am Divyansh from MTech first year biotech, and apart from 5-star rating, I would like to target to get some startups under IIC. Uh, that's my target for this.
That is the target that we should aim at, right? 5 stars or no stars doesn't matter. If we can change even one life, if we can impact lives, nothing like that, right? But of course, that cannot be achieved if we do not get a 5-star rating, right? So because we get 5-star rating, everything we want everything, right? So we are greedy people, right? We want lives to be changed. We want 5-star ratings as well, right? Okay.
Both the things
So
can be done hand by hand.
yes. Divyansh, so ratings are always a byproduct of great work that we do, right? So we should not live for ratings, but ratings give us like a pathway and a sense of direction towards where we are headed. And great to have you amongst us, Divyansh, Fabia, entire student council. I'm so excited with your presence, right? And with all the people, I'm 100% sure that we'll scale new heights. And whatever support is required from our end, you can always directly contact me, Brijbhushan sir, Saurabh sir, right? Ayush and Nimish till they're around, right? And Nimish also, I would like to introduce Nimish and Ayush because uh, very selflessly, because if they would have wanted, so we would have given them presidentship and vice presidentship like anything, right? Because they are the ones who have like who have been with IIC since its inception, and they worked very, very hard to make IIC what it is today. So Ayush, a bit of uh, your words, and Nimish also, we would conclude with Nimish. Ayush.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot. So just I was the like first president elected by everyone, and since the inception of IIC in 2018, I have been the president, and I feel that I did pretty good with the presidential role, and we were quite good, and we achieved 4-star rating. But again, that 1 star was something which we could have achieved, and it was something fault from my end, and I totally own that. Being the leadership has some responsibilities which we need to focus on, but sadly we could not achieve that. And talking about the new council, I have very much hope from everyone. It was a good screening session with everyone. You must be knowing that. So I hope that you will be doing justice. You will be doing what I could not do, and that's it from my side.
Great, Ayush. That is very uh, filled with humility. All of you can see that. And Nimish, if we can have a word or two from you as well.
Good evening, everyone. Myself Nimish Kapil, and I'm a final year BTech IT student. So being in IIC made me do something really great. Like I have been part of a startup project with Amit Saraswat and Abhijit. We have been part in a startup project, and we had also presented it. I had been part of Imagine Cup also. So yeah, IIC is totally great, and there are great things in that also. So all the best to the new council and hope for the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Nimish. And so you've been a great support, of course, all of you. So I'm very, very excited for the new session. I'm sure that all of you would do great. As I told you last time also, it's team formation. First, the team is formed, then storm. So there would be some like misunderstandings. There would be some conflicts. There would be some like understanding mismatches, and that is absolutely essential, right? So for a growth of organization, first earlier people used to say that conflicts are bad, then people said that conflicts are good, then now the understanding is that conflicts are absolutely essential as long as the conflicts are constructive and everyone is thinking towards the betterment of the organization or the institution, right? So after storm, there's a normalizing stage, we call it norm, and then there's perform. So I'm sure that we'll like bypass the storm and norm stages, and right from form we'll go on straight to perform stage, right? So I'm being too ambitious, I suppose. So let us see how things unfold, but pretty hopeful. Anyone who wants to say anything, just concluding remarks, anyone of the other people who are there. So if you have anything to add, so probably we can invite a couple of people. So before we wind up. I have another meeting at 7, so we wanted to keep it to 1 hour. And anyone, or should we wind up now? Anyone who can raise a hand? It's always good to be a volunteer. Okay, no worries. So I think we're pretty much done, right? Thank you very much for your presence and look forward to having a great year with you all, right? Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you for your presence.
I would like to request the office bearers to please stay in the meeting so that I could share you the screen and take you to the MIC portal.
Yeah, so Aarti Chauhan has raised a hand, so probably she would like to say something. So, Aarti, would you like to say something?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
So I would like to volunteer for the work of if there would be any work related to writing, especially because I work as a medical writer. So anyone can approach me for anything which has to be written, like anything professional related to professional writing.
Perfect, Aarti. So probably social media, Bhanu and all would get in touch with you, right? So thank you for volunteering. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, beta. Okay. So I'll take your leave. So probably Ayush, you can continue with the people with whom you want to. So those who are required may stay. And I'm taking your leave. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Had a great day. Right? Bye bye. Bye bye, guys.